Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. Before we dive in, let me tell you a story about karma working in real time, because some people really have it coming. But before we begin, best way to support our channel is to leave comments, like, and subscribe with the turned-on bell so you don't miss the new video every single day. Here we go. Lady ignores every warning, storms off in a rage over her own bad choices. I work for a local farmer here in Germany in the summer at a strawberry field where you can pick the strawberry yourself for a lower price. The story happened at the beginning of the strawberry season, and I was just reminded by a friend of mine, so I thought I could post it here. It's the second day we've opened the field, and since it was rather early in the season, the strawberry sat under large, roughly 300-meter-long tunnels. Think basic greenhouse with open ends. On the first day, we had opened the first two, but they were picked nearly empty, so on this day, we opened the next two. It's roughly 1 hour after we opened, so the fields are well populated. Up comes this stage lady with an Eastern European accent. Me, a wonderful good morning, in my friendly retail voice. Lady, how much? Thinking to myself, this'll be pleasant. It's not like the price is hanging on a red paper right between us in the middle of her field of view, just centimeters next to my face. Me, $4.50 per kilogram and $3.90 per kilogram at 5 kilograms and above. Lady, that's expensive. Whatever, just give me a bowl. We sell small containers if you don't bring your own. Me, sure, I'll weigh it in and give you a number I need back later. Please go to the 3 or 4 tunnel. Have fun. Lady, but I can't go in this tunnel, pointing at the first one right beside the small stand I sit in. Me, I'm sorry, this one was completely emptied yesterday. The 2 open ones are just open, so you'll have no problem filling your bowl. Lady, but can't I just go into this one? Me, still friendly. There are only strawberries left that aren't quite ripe yet. It's pretty early, and these strawberries need a few days to get fully ripe again. Lady, can't I just look? Me, starting to get annoyed, but still rather friendly. Customer's king. I'm sorry, they won't taste well and need a few more days. Lady, but I can see red ones. Me, I was here yesterday and the last customers had really bright ones. Please go down 20 meters to the open tunnels. This keeps on going for like 3 more minutes until she finally lets me take care of the next customer in line that's already waiting and is starting to get annoyed. While I take care of the next pretty cheerful customer, I look after the lady and she's standing at the second closed tunnel and looks over her shoulder, sees that I look at her, and proceeds to go into the 3rd tunnel, finally. Roughly 20 minutes later, the Polish/Russian lady comes back through the 1st tunnel, duck under the red and white band we used to close the tunnels. I guess she got into the 3rd one, ran right through it without picking a single strawberry, going out the other end to start at the back of the 1st tunnel, just to be greeted by, surprise, surprise, a completely empty field, slams the paper bowl onto my table with 3 nearly white berries in it and destroying it in the process, and starts ranting at me. Lady, this is unacceptable. You ask ridiculous prices, are rude, and don't even have any strawberries on your field. I've come here from next city district only to waste my time. I'll complain to my friends about this. She then storms off, shoving the exact same lady that had to wait for her to the side, nearly knocking the 2 full bowls of something like 6 or 7 kilograms of strawberries out of her hand. I stood there, pretty struck by what just happened. At least I had something to laugh at with a nice woman that nearly got knocked over. This demonstrated one of the most fascinating and excruciating Karen attributes. She wants something to go down the blocked-off areas. You say no, she says yes, you say no. She appears to comply, then does exactly what you said not to do. And when it turns out badly for Karen, whose fault? Yours. The Karen brain is wired in a peculiar fashion. There's no recognition of cause and effect. And our second story. Backpackers try to check into my home like it's a hotel. Finally, I've always hoped something like this would happen to me. A story to share with you guys. I've read many stories by RedWheel and seen some on Reddit, so I'm happy to finally have one of my own to share. Little backstory. I'm a math teacher. Fear me, high schoolers. In June 2020, my wife and I bought a house in a small city in the east of the Netherlands. It was a bit of a fixer-upper, a new kitchen, some wall fixes, and of course getting rid of the large heating plates and replacing them with floor heating. This house also has a front garden. Well, more like, let's throw some stuff in randomly, plant a few boxwoods in a pattern, and let the weeds take over the rest. Also, there's a small leak in the front window causing some moisture between the glass panes. Not the finest front for a house, I'll admit. Yes, this is important. Also in our area, there are a lot of campsites and B&Bs. That's important too. Now on to the story. During the summer holiday, we replaced the kitchen and did a lot of work on the house. It was slowly but surely coming together. Still some things to do, but if the government isn't funding home improvement work, I have to save up for it myself. 3 months later, the kitchen's in and it's starting to feel more like home. Finally, some time to relax and enjoy the fruits of our labor, floating in the swimming pool. But then the doorbell rang. I went to the door and saw 2 people, a man and a woman, both around their 40s, wearing backpacks and looking at my door. I thought, why would they be here? For the sake of the story, the lady will be Backpack Lady, BPL, and the man will be Backpack Man, BPM, and I'm me. Me. Yes? BPL. Hi, we'd like to stay here for the night. We made a reservation. Me thinking, reservation for what? Are they here to use the toilet or get a 1-star dinner with my cooking skills? Me, reservation for what? BPL, for the B&B. Meanwhile, BPM was just standing behind her. I noticed he was having some trouble balancing his backpack. Me, this isn't a B&B, this is my house. There was a brief silence as BPL, BPM, and I stood there just looking around. It felt like it lasted 5 hours. BPL, oh, okay, where's the B&B then? Me, thinking, I think there's one down the street. BPL, okay, bye. And with that, they left. BPM didn't say a word. Me thinking, why would they think this is a B&B? I decided to check the internet, and sure enough, I found the answer. I live at number 27. There's a B&B at number 17. I checked the B&B website, and their garden looks lovely. They even have a sign at their house. My house doesn't have that. Can't wait for next summer to see if more people show up at my house. There'll always be someone like this. People just don't read instructions or directions and grab on the closest thing they see. At least this one was listening to you. And our last story. HOA president blocks firefighters, regrets it instantly. HOAs. If you've ever lived under one, you already know they attract a special breed of power-hungry lunatic. Unfortunately for me, my job as a firefighter means I deal with them more than I'd like. Some are harmless, some are annoying, but every now and then you get a real tyrant. This story's about one of those, the HOA president from hell. This particular neighborhood was a condo complex built decades ago, and to be honest, it wasn't anything special. The units were clustered along a looped private road, a quarter-mile long with a couple of cul-de-sacs branching off. The loop started and ended at the same main road, and the 2 entrances were 30 feet apart, but for some godforsaken reason, this HOA had decided to block off the one side of the loop with a locked chain right in the middle of the damn road. No one knew why, no one could explain what purpose it served, but that chain was a problem. We responded to a lot of calls in this neighborhood, medical emergencies, stove fires, the usual, and every time an address was just past that chain, we had to either go the long way around over a minefield of speed bumps or cut the damn chain. Guess which one we chose? Now, at first, we tried to be reasonable. We asked the HOA board for access. In return, we got radio silence. No callbacks, no returned emails, so we handled it our way, bolt cutters. If that chain was in the way of getting someone help fast, snap, down it went. Every single time. Enter the HOA president. The first time we cut the chain while she was home, she came running out of her condo shrieking like a banshee, "Stop! You can't do that! That's there for a reason!" My captain, always the polite one, tried explaining, "Ma'am, this chain's blocking emergency vehicles. We don't have time to go the long way around when someone's in distress." She wasn't having it. "That's private property. You're trespassing." I calmly lifted the bolt cutters, lined them up, and snap, another link down, chain slack, problem solved. She screeched after us as we drove off, but we had a job to do. We figured we'd deal with her after the call. Big mistake. She followed us on foot, stomping up to my captain after we'd finished with our patient. "You can't just cut my chain." The captain sighed. "Ma'am, do you understand that if this were a fire, every second counts? Would you rather we take an extra 2 minutes to get to you if your house is burning?" She puffed up. "That's not the point. You can just let me know when you need it unlocked." "Yeah, sure, because during a heart attack, we have time to go knock on her door and wait for her to find her keys." After that day, she doubled down. The chain got replaced every time we cut it. At first, she used new master locks. Then she upgraded to multiple locks looped together. Then she tried zip ties. Seriously, we kept cutting them. I lost count of how many chains we went through. I know for a fact the HOA budget took a hit from it. Then she escalated. One night, we rolled up to the chain and it was gone. In its place stood a beefy, double-armed steel gate. This wasn't some dinky little chain-link fence. This thing was built like a damn fortress. It had concrete anchored posts, heavy steel bars, and of course a thick chain with another padlock. And there she was, standing next to it, arms crossed, smirking. Well, now what? I assessed the situation, too strong to ram through, no way to lift it off, but then I saw it, the same stupid chain and padlock. I locked eyes with her, lifted the bolt cutters, and snap, she deflated. We pushed the gate open and rolled through. As I climbed back in, she screamed, "At least close it behind you." Yeah, no, we left that thing wide open. But here's the best part. Our fire marshal got involved. Turns out the entire gate was illegal. The county had strict fire access rules, and if an HOA wanted to block a road, it had to be an automated gate with an emergency vehicle sensor. This monstrosity? Massive violation. She got a 30-day notice to remove it or face hefty fines for obstructing emergency response. No appeals, no delays, just get rid of it. Or pay. So in the end, she lost. The gate was removed and we went back to responding without some power-tripping HOA president trying to control a road no one but her cared about. And if that doesn't sum up HOAs, I don't know what does. The HOA insanity, a completely useless chain, a delusional power trip, and a firefighter with bolt cutters who wasn't putting up with her nonsense. I love everything about this. Honestly, major respect to your team for keeping your cool through all this. If it were me, I'd have been so tempted to cut the lock in front of her, hand her the broken pieces, and say, "Bill it to the HOA," before driving off. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.